who's that writing? John the Revelator, tell me who's that writing? John the Revelator, tell me who's that writing? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seas. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. Wrote the book of the seven seas. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. Who's that writing? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seas. God walked down a hill one day, called Anna by his name. And I'm putting that answer, 'cause he was naked in his shame. Oh, who's that writing? John the Revelator. Who's that writing? John the Revelator. Who's that writing? John the Revelator wrote the book of the seven seas. You know, Christ had 12 apostles. 3 he led away. He said, watch me while I walk, while I go yonder way. Listen, Christ rose on Easter morning. Hallelujah. Mary and Martha came down to see. He said, go tell my disciples to meet me in Galilee. Hey, who's that writing? Who's that writing? Who's that writing? He wrote the book of the seven. He wrote the book of the seven Tell me why I'm shouting. Tell me why I'm shouting. Tell me why I'm shouting. Tell me what I'm shouting. Tell me what I'm shouting. Tell me what I'm shouting. The revelation of Jesus. You know, I thought I was the least one. Revelation of Jesus. And I'm the son of the Lord. The revelation of Jesus. But then I had a revelation. The revelation of Jesus. Those are what I saw. The revelation of Jesus. But I was always so gloomy. The revelation of Jesus. Every day was dull and gray. The revelation of Jesus. But now I see very clearly. The revelation of Jesus. Oh, happy day. Hey, Jesus, 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 Jesus.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? I see some of our luau friends are here today. That's good. You made it to church 2 days in a row. I'm so impressed. It's really nice to see you. And if you're joining us for the first time, I'm Reverend Tracy Earlywine and delighted to welcome you to this community that is all about love and support and service and all good things. Because what I know is that the truth of you is magnificent. And we're just here to bring all of that out in all of us. So let me tell you who's playing with me on platform this morning. Our practitioner today is Patty Powers. You know, our practitioners are not just up here on Sunday mornings. They're also available to you anytime for prayer support. There's a prayer box up here if you'd like to put in a written request, or you can leave a message on our main phone line, and the practitioners will take your request into prayer all week. Patty and any other practitioners also available right after service if you'd like to just tap them on the shoulder and hear a little truth about what's going on in your life. They're the ones that you want to talk to. I do encourage you to do that. We have music today. We've got Jeff sitting over there on the keyboards. Yay, Jeff. And then accompanying him, well, that's kind of backwards, right? He sort of accompanies them. They kind of all work together. We welcome back the Jacksons. All right, so let's start the way we normally do by getting ourselves centered. So I'm going to invite you to maybe close your eyes and clear your mind and clear your laps and silence your phones. And take a deep breath and let the sound of the bowl take you within. Breathing in as you listen to the tone into that heart space within your very own self. For it is here within the self that we find that divine connection, that place of light and love and peace.
So in this place of light and love and peace, we know that the day is just fabulous. We know that the light and the love and the peace are filling this room, this very, very moment. And so let's just take a minute right now and feel that, filling the room, filling our bodies, filling this space with light and love and peace. Bless you. And so now that this room is filled with light, filled with love, filled with peace, we know that today is a fabulous day. We know that our service today is perfect. And that each and every one who hears it gets a message special just for them. We know that we listen with open hearts, open minds. And we bless our minister, our musicians, our volunteers, and each other. And so let's just go into the day. And when you're ready, open your eyes. It feels wonderful in here now. My reading today is from Alan Cohen, Wisdom of the Heart. And it's called Reach into Majesty. Gamble everything for love if you're a true human being. If not, leave this room. Half-heartedness doesn't reach into majesty. You set out to find God, but then you keep stopping for long periods at mean-spirited roadhouses. And that's by Rumi. The key to success is to stay true to your intentions. Your life is a perfect mirror of your intentions. Life gives you exactly what you give it. If you enter into a relationship, career, or life path with a whole heart, you'll enjoy a whole result. But if you invest only half a heart, you'll get half a result. You can't stand over a gap with your feet straddling both sides. Jump one way or the other. But whatever you do, jump all the way. Either way, you'll gain. You'll only lose if you waver in the middle. Look before you leap, but then leap. Along the spiritual path, many distractions beckon. Fear, mistrust, and illusion await you at many turns and beguile you to shut down your heart and protect yourself from evil forces. If you happen to fall prey to these tempters, just pick yourself up and move on. You'll be stronger for the experience and less likely to buy faulty goods the next time. Everything that shows up before you is an element in your quest. Use each experience to practice finding the truth, and you'll transform mean-spirited roadhouses into way stations to enlightenment. Thank you. And now it's time for music. Please welcome up the Jacksons.
Thank you, Patty. Well, good morning. It's good to be here inside where it's nice and cool. We brought a few songs to share with you this morning that we wrote a little while ago. And we were just guided to bring these two songs to you this morning. So this first one is called Breathe Deep. Breathe deep, let go. Know that you're complete and whole. Reach deep inside yourself and breathe. We share a common bond. God lives in everyone. Our dreams to each will come what you believe. It is God that made the universe, God that lights the stars, God that lives inside of us, and that awesome power is ours. So breathe deep, let go. Know that you're complete and whole. You speak and God will know, and you can breathe. Breathe deep, let go. Know that you're complete and whole. Thank you.
Did you all find yourself taking a deep breath as they were singing? Thank you. That was just lovely. All right, we start a new month. We have a new theme. And the theme, I think, for obvious reasons, is stay cool. You know, temperatures go up, tempers flare, storms blow through. We're going to talk this month about all the different ways, not only the way you care for yourself physically and stay cool, but the way that you can keep your cool or cool it or cool down or whatever other cool expression you can think of. Because what I know is that we've got an opportunity to live life in a way that does not include feeding the fires of destruction, but rather the flames of passion, and ways in which we ourselves can move through life a little more calmly than the culture would have us believe we can. So that's what we're talking about today, and we're starting with Joe Cool. Now, you may know Joe Cool as Snoopy. You put on your sunglasses, you strike a pose. The music plays. And you know, that is one kind of cool. It's fashionable, it's hip, it's nonchalant, it's unruffled. And you know, the word cool actually started in the 30s and the 40s as an African American expression around the jazz music scene. And it had to do with being fashionable and being hip. But there's another meaning of the word cool. There's another Joe Cool. Some of you who enjoy sports will know that Joe Montana of the San Francisco 49ers was a quarterback in the 60s, and he was called Joe Cool because he never lost his cool, right? So one of the definitions of cool is that you keep or you lose your composure, depending on how you are finding yourself in a situation. And you know, he took his team to many Super Bowls, and they tell a story about him. One Super Bowl competition, he was really, I'm just so powerful today. Even if I stand still, it does it. And you know I don't ever stand still. Okay, we don't know what it is. All right, we'll give it a shot, and if not, we'll switch mics. All right, so it's 3 minutes left in the game. The 49ers are behind by 3 points. They are 93 yards from their goal, so they have to make it all the way down the field. They're tired. They're beat up. He walks into the huddle, which is where normally what happens is the guys come around, quarterback calls the play, everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and then they go off and do it. Well, he gets in the huddle, and he realizes that everybody is tired and tense, and a couple guys look like they might have just given up the ghost, and one guy's really nervous. One of his offensive linemen is known for being really nervous. And Joe stops for a second, and he says, "Hey," looking up into the stands, "isn't that John Candy?" Well, that was the last thing his players expected to hear, you know, some movie star in the stands watching the game. And what happened was it was caught them by surprise, and they kind of all just kind of like looked at each other and looked at him and kind of smiled. And what it did was it broke the tension. It changed the vibe in that circle, allowing him to call the play and allowing them to go on and win the Super Bowl. And what is it about somebody that lets them take all that pressure, all those reasons to be upset or irritated or overwhelmed or hopeless, and instead of yelling at his guys, "Come on, you guys, get it together, what's the matter with you?" You know, or "Buck up, boys, let's go." He didn't do any of that. He walked in calm, cool, and collected and confident and brought that to them. And that is another way of moving through the world. That is a way of keeping your composure because you have a sense of confidence, right? You are moving in with a sense of poise. Poise is a word for balance. So you're not letting the ups and downs of what's around you throw you off balance. How do you do that? So Joe said famously that chiropractic has always been a big part of my game. What? Like, okay. He goes to the chiropractor. But think about it. What does a chiropractor do? It puts your physical self back in alignment, right? He goes and gets support to ensure that his physical self is in its best possible position for him to exercise his skills, his energy, to bring what he has as a gift to life to the whole world. That chiropractor doesn't have to be physical. You could go to a spiritual chiropractor. You could realign your thinking in a way that allows you to show up as your best self, allows you to tap into the power within you. When you feel confident, when you are feeling in alignment, you're cool-headed. You don't lose your composure. You trust. You trust life. You trust your own ability to manage whatever comes. You trust yourself to show up well. And he also said that I don't live in the past, I just live in the enjoyment of the game. So whatever wins or losses are in the rearview mirror, you learn from all of them, and you continue to be here, now, fully present, ready to go. And every athlete will tell you that in order to be ready to go, you have to prepare. You have to prepare. And, that can mean physical practice, but it can also be how you're thinking about things. What does your normal self-talk sound like? What is your normal approach to what you see in the world? John Wooden, famous coach. Poise and confidence are not possible unless you've prepared correctly. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Poise and confidence are a natural result of proper preparation. So what happens when you want to prepare? What does that mean to prepare? Will you prepare for Tuesday? I suppose you could make sure you have gas in the car for your road trip. You can, make sure you pay your bills on time. That's preparation. But what about the part of you that just gets hot and cranky? Or what about the storms that move through your life and throw you off balance? The social storms, the political storms, the family arguments, that hot weather. I don't know about you, but I don't do hot well. I know I went to Arizona in July. That was for friends and love and water parks. It was a good thing. But in terms of moving through my day, sometimes getting all hot and bothered is what happens. So then what? Then what? You prepare so that you might have faith. You do your spiritual practice so that you approach situations with a sense of calmness, with a sense of the bigger picture. It's the way Ernest Holmes explains this confidence piece, this knowing your true self. He says, developing confidence in ourselves, in our ability to meet and handle all undesirable situations, requires that we must have confidence in that something which is greater than we are. Then we will have spiritual self-reliance. When this is done, the lesser must always submit to the greater. Weakness will give way to strength. Despair will turn to hope. Hate will become love. Failure will become success. And sickness will dissolve into health. The action that takes place is not one of dictatorial or overruling harshness, but one that moves in harmony, love, beauty, warmth, and order, quietly transforming all that is unlike it. So our confidence comes from our understanding of who we truly are. that we are more than whatever the storm is around us, that we are anchored in our spiritual nature, in that part of us that does know love and joy and peace and light. The part of us that taps into the spiritual power within us, which allows us to see things differently, to understand life from that greater perspective, which gives us more options, gives us an openness to possibility that things can be different, that things can be better, that we can be our best selves wherever we are. When we know that there's something greater than we are, that we are a part of, it gives us a reason to have faith. It gives us a reason to trust life. Excuse me, to know that whatever comes to us that we maybe don't seek out is still something that is for us, that we can manage, that we can learn from, that we can turn into a source of energy that we might do good and be good in the world. Now, we get caught up in comparing ourselves to the wrong things, right? We think that being a good person is, we should have joined the Peace Corps when we were in our 20s, or maybe we should be out there marching for justice, or, maybe we should be volunteering at the local hospital. That's what good people do. But you know what? If you faint at the sight of blood, that's not the job for you. That's not your best use of who you are. What happens when we compare ourselves to people that don't match up with our own vibration, our own self, our own set of skills, we always come up short, or we come out superior, and that makes for a bad attitude and no fun to be around. Einstein has a great quote. He says, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid." Did somebody tell you were supposed to be able to climb trees when you were young, metaphorically speaking? And you end up feeling stupid because that wasn't you? Were you told to go into a particular profession, or was it suggested that you move to a certain place because that would be best for you when in fact it didn't match you at all? Have you yourself stayed somewhere, stayed in a relationship, stayed in a location, stayed in a profession that no longer fit who you've become? All of those things detract from our ability to live our best life. And when we are not living our best life, nobody benefits. Not the people around us, not us. It's not good. It's not necessary. Because in life, we have the ability to choose. We have the ability to know our own hearts and follow it. It just takes practice. See, the thing is, you're already a worthy person. You are worth the time and effort it takes to keep you healthy, to keep you well, to keep you cool. You're already loving and kind and giving and strong. And even in your weakest moments, you are still worthy. That self-worth is guaranteed because you're growing, you're changing, you're becoming, you're listening, you're learning. It's what we all do. Our main sense of self-confidence comes from our own belief in how worthy we are. So you are light and love and peace in this world. You are Joe Cool walking into the huddle and breaking the tension with a little humor. You are the personality that brings a little touch of lightness to a difficult situation. We all have the ability to be Joe Cool. We all have the ability to go within and find our own connection to the power of life that is within each of us. And when we do that, the entire world is lifted up. Howard Martin wrote, "Anytime one person makes an effort to contact a deeper part of him or herself, to balance his or her emotions and deflect the stress momentum, others benefit. As more individuals learn to maintain their poise and balance and refrain from adding to the incoherence around them, They help to counterbalance the frequency of stress. You see, when we are able to stay calm in the midst of an argument, when we are able to listen gently and respond lovingly when someone else is angry or upset, when we're able to know the truth of ourselves enough to recognize that someone else's judgment about us is theirs and not yours, that's when we've tapped into that energy of life that allows us to grow, that allows us to be a blessing in the world, that allows us to share our gifts. And it doesn't have to be that you're a rocket scientist. You know, you could just make the best cookies and all the PTA moms love you for doing that. You could simply be the one who listens to the family members or gets along with cranky Aunt Mildred better than anybody else and makes it possible for everyone else to enjoy the party too. Right where you are is the perfect place for you. Right where you are does not mean you're planted there forever unless you like it. Right where you are is where your best self lives. And our job, I think, is to see that in each other and to see it in ourselves, to recognize that we all come from this spiritual power that cannot be denied. And that our spiritual practices allow us, remind us of who we really are. When there's chaos all around, I can still claim the order and balance of the universe. When there are loud voices, I can still know that peace exists and I have it right here where I am. When things are tense, I can still be the smart aleck and crack a joke. Make a couple people laugh anyway. You know, the cranky ones you can't do too much about. They have to want to. You have to want to. What do you do on that bad day? How do you take care of yourself when you realize you're out of sorts and there's too many people in the world? What happens when your AC goes out and it's 102 and humid? It's the humid part, right? What do you do for yourself? What do you do for your friends? What would you do for your friends? You'd scoop them up and take them to an air-conditioned restaurant and have appetizers. Do it for yourself, right? So there's a way for us to be in the world that allows us to stay cool no matter what's going on around us because we carry it with us when we remember. And it's much easier to find that place of peace or that calm demeanor or that absolutely fashionista approach to a crowd when we've practiced, when we know where it is within our own hearts, when we've seen it before in ourselves, when we see someone we admire and realize, hey, I can do that. That's the true gift. And that's what you give to us, to others, to the people around you, rather than adding to the noise and the confusion and whatever storm is blowing through the community this week. Ernest Holmes says, I ask a question, did you ever notice the effect of just being with a person who's calm and poised and unafraid? How differently you feel? How buoyed up and confident you become? Why shouldn't each one of us then become a broadcasting station for faith? And so I invite you this week to notice those places where you get a little hot under the collar, or where life just seems a little bit too noisy and confusing. And I invite you to take out your sunglasses and strike a pose and say a prayer. And remember that the coolness you seek is within you. You're all Joe Cool. Namaste. If I'd had a pair of aviators, I would have worn them. Because everybody knows those are the coolest glasses. All right, let's take a moment and get centered again. Let's align with this truth of peace within that we know we are. Let's remember that there is only one power in this world, only one energy of life. This greater essence that is peace, that is love, that is light, that is the very essence of who and what we all are. For as I remember that there is only one power and it is good, I also remember that this is the very energy of my life. And when I look into the world, what I see is that it is the energy of all life, of everyone I meet. In spite of differing appearances or opinions, in spite of what seems to divide us, when I see with the spiritual eyes of the heart, I recognize the love that is there, the peace that surrounds me, the order and balance to life in the big picture. And I claim that peace, that order, that balance in my own life, and I claim it for everyone who seeks it. I allow the thinking in my own mind to quiet so that I might sense that greater truth, that underlying connection, that unity of spirit that we all share. I allow my human eyes to see the differences, my ears to hear the differing opinions, and my heart to open wider to include them all as love, as spirit expressing, as healing happening. For all that is available to me is available to all. This life of God is all in all. This place, this awareness of spirit is here, now, in every situation, in every relationship, in each and every conversation. In the desires of the heart and the opinions of the mind, spirit is expressing. And in this expression, we find connection. I know that this life is one of order and balance, of peace and love. And where it does not appear to be so, I bring it. I choose to bring the joy to a situation. I choose to bring the love to a relationship. I choose to be the voice of peace in a conversation. For I do know the true nature of spirit within me, as me, through me. And I know it for everyone here. And since I always find what I'm looking for, I choose to seek out that spiritual connection with all that I meet. I choose to pause and reflect on what I'm hearing and seeing and remember that it is all God, even here, even now. And from this place of knowing, I can feel only gratitude. Grateful for all that life shows me, grateful for all of the experiences and the learning and the accomplishing and the figuring out that I do. Grateful to share this life, this spiritual path with each and every person that I meet. For what I see is their heart of hearts, the love that they seek and the love that they are. What I see and know is that we are all in this together, and it is good and very good and getting better all the time. And so I release my word into spiritual law. I know that the consciousness of this one mind, this God mind, is common to us all. And as I add to the belief in peace and love and light as life, I see it in ever greater ways everywhere I look. We are blessed. Life's a blessing, and it's all good, for I know truly it is all God, and so it is. Please join me in saying our affirmation. You'll find it in your program. I'll say it a sentence at a time so that our friends that are online can join us. I move forward with confidence, powered by Spirit within. In my heart, I know my worth. And so it is. I encourage you to take this home with you, to use the affirmation all week. It also talks about what's going on in the community, which we'll get to in just a moment. But before we do that, let's have a little more music. Let's welcome back the Jacksons.
Okay, our second song that we have for you this morning is called There Is a Song.
I got to tell you, when I was sitting there and I was listening, there were just so many things that touched me. And it made me realize why it was that we chose this song. And I didn't know exactly why we chose this song until I was sitting here and I was listening to Reverend Tracy.
There's a song the birds can whistle, and a verse the wind will sing. There's a part for every one of us, don't have to bring a thing. You have passion, you can use it. You have dreams you can make real. You create the paradise you seek and see it all fulfilled. You inspire me with the smile that you are wearing and the kind words that you speak. And you have a gift of bringing something wonderful that no one else can give.
Just like Emerson or Dylan, inspiration guides you to the path that leads you forward to discover how to use the many talents you've been given, and each one of us possess gifts that inspire others and will help bring out our best.
You inspire me with the smile that you are wearing and the kind words that you speak. And you have a gift of bringing something wonderful that no one else can give. We are all part of this masterpiece, creation's artful flow, and each color of the rainbow is reflected in our soul. Yet we may not have discovered all the light that we may shine. Trust and let love guide you, and creation will align. You inspire me. You inspire me. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, perfect song. That pretty much, we could have probably started there and just called it good for the day. Thank you so much. You know, we're so blessed to have the musicians that we do and the sound guys that we do and the volunteers that we do. And it's just a lovely reminder that we really are all connected. And that love is something that we swim in all the time. So thank you all for what you do here and how you contribute. Will you join me in saying our prosperity affirmation? You'll find it in your program. Say with me, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. If you have a financial gift for us today, there are baskets in the back of the room. If you're online, there's a button on our website to donate or in our newsletter that comes out every week. And if you're not on our mailing list for our emails that tell you what's happening and what the titles of the talks are and a little bit about what's going on during the week, make sure you fill out the form that's out there on the welcome table and we'll get you on our mailing list. We try not to inundate you too much. We like to send you the fun stuff and then, you know, another email every week just to tell you what's going on. So hopefully you will do that. We have some invitations here. Ingrid is back. We have a meditation after service at 12. Yes? Yes. All right, so those of you that have been holding your breath for the month of July, it is time once again to breathe. Come back to the sanctuary at 12 for a lovely breath meditation that is led by Ingrid. We welcome you back. And how's your new house? It's there. All right. Congratulations. That's great. I want to remind you, Mary, is it still time to join the prayer circles that are in progress? Yes. Oh, right. So you may have done this on our first session several months ago, but we've started up new prayer circles. These are small groups that get together on a regular basis to support each other in prayer. It is a very powerful connection to make within this community. If we have a daytime option on Zoom and wait a minute, let me get that right. During the day, it's in person in the chapel. No, it's in my office. It's in Mary's office during the day in this building over there. At 12:15. I got that part. 12:15, right here. And then the virtual one is on Zoom in the evening on Thursdays with Nisa, our practitioner Nisa. So I encourage you to join a small group. It's really good. It's really, really good. Yes, Nisa, were you telling me one more thing? 8 p.m. At 8 o'clock. I have that here too. I just didn't read it. You know, it's so boring to read stuff all the time. Okay. Let's see. We want to thank Shelley for donating our flowers this week. Aren't they pretty? We love flowers. Remember, you too can join the Flower Brigade. There's a sign-up sheet in the lobby. Pick a week. Donate $40 for the flowers. They come here on Sundays. We all enjoy them, and then you get to take them home with you and enjoy them some more. And they're always just so lovely. Great colors. All right. We still need some volunteers, I think, to help with food deliveries. We ask everybody brings in all the time non-perishable foods for the boxes out front. And they go to 2 different food pantries. We sort of alternate between them. If you would be willing once a month or once every other month to help us deliver what's gathered to the food banks, that would be helpful. Nothing worse than getting great donations and then they don't go anywhere. We really want to get them in the hands of the people who can use them. So if you're interested, talk to one of the Jerrys over there. They're both willing to help put together a little schedule to make sure that we have that covered. And what else do we have? Any other things going on? Yes. Counting? Oh, we can, do you want the abundance in your life to increase? Could you use more money, more time, more lovely things? Yes? No? Nobody cares? Nobody needs anything more? You're all good where you are? No, we always want life to grow. And one of the ways to do that is to focus on being grateful for and contributing to the process of moving money through our lives. And one of the ways you can do that is to join our count team after service on a Sunday once a month. join someone else that day to do our deposit, get it ready for the bank, and appreciate and bless all of the donations that we receive so that we might continue to do the work that we're doing. If you're interested, talk to Graham over there. He'll get you set up. And Ingrid, we have something else?
Yeah, I was just wondering, do we still collect clothing for donation?
You know, we have not actually focused on a clothing drive. Normally this time of year we would start looking at doing like backpacks for school or something along those lines. If you have a project that you would like to have us contribute to, please come see me or one of the board members, and we can certainly set something up. I would love to branch out to the ways that we can make a difference in the greater community. So let me know if you have something close to your heart. All right? Okay, I think we're good. Let's stand up, if you will, move to the aisles, and we'll sing a song on our way out.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary.